You've probably never heard of his name. You probably didn't know that he was running for president. You've never seen him on any poll, and no mainstream media has ever mentioned anything about him. But he just got a court case heard by the Supreme Court of the United States against President Trump. Welcome to the Shakaama Live Show with your host, Shakaama. His name is John Anthony Castro. He has donated $20 million to his presidential campaign. And today's Supreme Court decision, or yesterday's Supreme Court decision, also set the stage for completely destroying all the other challenges to President Trump's run for president. So, as of yesterday, all of those lawsuits challenging Donald Trump to be on the ballot, citing the 14th Amendment as disqualifying him, I believe they've all been decided now because of this case. So John Anthony Castro brought the case to say that because President Trump instigated an insurrection in Washington, D.C., he should be removed from the ballot, number one. And two, this is the reason why John Anthony Castro has not been able to raise a single dollar towards his presidential run, his campaign. He was already completely dismissed in district court. And when he appealed, it went to the Supreme Court. And yesterday, the Supreme Court completely answered and said, first of all, Donald Trump hasn't been tried, nor even accused of inciting an insurrection. Number two, nobody who was at January 6th was actually accused of insurrection. The mainstream media continually keeps promoting that it was an insurrection. Politicians giving speeches keep promoting it was an insurrection. But legally speaking, nobody has been tried for insurrection. Nobody has been found guilty for insurrection. And they're doing things like throwing people in jail who weren't at January 6th. Now, if you're a Democrat listening to me, this is what your party is doing. Does that seem right to you? If that was your uncle, your brother, your grandpa, and the Department of Justice showed up at his doorstep, put him in cuffs, and then said he's going to jail, and you know he wasn't in Washington, D.C. on January 6th at all, how would you feel about that exactly? There's a lot of propaganda and quote-unquote a lot of misinformation surrounding January 6th floating around. Legally speaking, nobody has been accused of, even charged with insurrection at all. Nobody. And a lot of things that the mainstream media says that Trump has been charged with, he hasn't been charged with. You need to actually go and look at the court case if you want to be considered an intelligent voter, if you want to be considered a refined human being, and to be speaking about things that you actually know about. He can't be kicked off of the ballot for insurrection when he has not been charged with insurrection, nor has anybody else been charged with insurrection. And in fact, nobody has been charged with insurrection since the institution of the 14th Amendment. What was it about? It was about the people who were involved in the Revolutionary War. That's what that was about. Did I say that correctly? The Revolutionary War or the Civil War? One of those wars. I predict that all of the other lawsuits trying to kick... another lawsuit, one of the lawsuits already been decided, and they did not appeal, trying to kick Trump off of the ballot itself. Trump is on every ballot, and of course he was on every ballot. He had met the minimum criteria well in advance of his even announcement. So there you have it. This is playing dirty pool. Now, John Anthony Castro is supposedly a Republican candidate, supposedly. I have some little information that all of this is being funded by some activist groups that we just don't know about. Thank you all for watching. I did receive an eviction notice pinned to my door this morning, and the constable will be coming tomorrow. If you could donate PayPal or Cash App, I would really appreciate that. Thank you all so much. Meaning, I don't believe I'll be on YouTube in the foreseeable future. This might be the last video that you see me in or hear me in.